Lights are all on. Good. Flaps on, down, and jump up. Just have my views for this aircraft. Why isn't my U working? That is okay. You don't have nose wheel steering yet. That's not good. Reason we don't have nose wheel steering yet, so I couldn't steer there because I have to steer with the ailerons, and that's not good. There we go. Positive rate. Gear up. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, keep climbing. Keep climbing. We'll set alert 1,000 feet. Okay. Climb on up to about 22,000 feet. Go. I think we don't actually have one. And set that speed. And auto throttle. Did we not put? No, I guess we didn't. Okay. Never mind, we won't have an auto throttle. Oh, I guess we'll start flying out here. Flaps can come up. And adjust our heading. Where's our heading selector? Control my altitude, which is in my heading, so I guess I'll do it manually. We're going south, so now we turn east. So it's flying very well though. This is the first flight that we've ever really done in this aircraft, so it's flying pretty nicely though for a first flight. Like the engine specs are not right. Like these engines are way underpowered. Actually, they're pretty okay, just they need to be fixed. To go east, it looks like. Took off runway 18, so yeah, we'd be going south to east, then north. For the traffic pattern. Basically, to make a loop, we took off south, so now we turn to now we're going direct east, and then in like a minute here, we'll turn to the north, and then west, then south again. That way. We're sort of maintaining our altitude. Looks like we aren't, but we are. For some reason it's pitched up really high. Over there's the airfield, so in a minute here we'll just begin our turn to the left here, because we don't have to go very far this way. It's time to get the heading up to the north. I realize now we're way too high. We're like at 3,400 feet for some reason.
But you're not really that high, right?
No, we are. I guess now, not really, but that didn't work. I actually have to lose some altitude here, because my altitude did not exactly work. Flying basically parallel to the runway. I think let's just check that out. Flying pretty much north.
So when did they fly these?
They just sort of retired them not that long ago. These are they're not new. I mean, I don't know what you flew in on, but they're distant relatives of the Embraers. They are Embraers, but they're just old ones. And they don't fly them anymore, unfortunately. SkyWest just retired their last one. But they're really cool. But I think it was from I think they were like early 90s or so, or maybe just late 80s, I can't remember. But for some reason we're losing altitude really fast, which is weird, because I'm not used to flying this yet. Our next project's even older. Once we finish this one, we want to make a Fairchild Metro liner,
Okay.
which doesn't even have an autopilot. The joke was that the first officer was the autopilot, because the captain would take off, and the first officer's job would just be sit there and make small corrections to maintain altitude and stuff. It's basically flying like I am, but for like 3.5 hours. So now we can begin our bank.
Has anyone made a Ford Trimotor?
Yeah, lots of people have. Like, you can basically find almost anything, really. Because I could pitch up, that would always work, using the trim. Flaps to get some lift. West is what we're turning to. Okay. Wanakee is like right over there. So now it's just a matter of looking out the window. Oh, whoa, that's not the runway. I was scared there for a second. No, that's the runway right there. That runway right there is actually closed, the one we're landing on right now, which is why you probably landed on that one. Did you fly to Madison?
I flew into Chicago.
Chicago, okay. Well, that's the runway that I land on right now, because that one's closed for maintenance, which is good because it hasn't been repaired for a long time. Anyway, gear can come down. That gear animation, though. That gear is getting remodeled eventually because it looks ugly right now. We're way too low, though. These engines just cannot provide enough thrust. Oh, perfect. Pretty much nailed that one. And once I 3D model the fuselage, we're gonna 3D model the cockpit, so you'll eventually have the ability to like look around and stuff, which a lot of aircraft have. I'd show you one in a minute, but first I'll just land this matter here. But that's what we're gonna do once we finish the fuselage model, which will take a little while. I really want to get rid of this, but the other person working on this doesn't want to get rid of it.
Is that real?
Yeah, but it's just
Annoying.
yeah. It would be better if we had a 3D cockpit.
And then you could look around it.
Yeah, but right now it's sort of just in your way. Be a hard one. Yeah. That's okay. The brakes to steam. There we go. The brakes to slow down because I don't have reversers installed yet. Landing wasn't too bad. It's mainly because of the fact that the engines still aren't powerful enough to provide enough thrust to carry the aircraft, but that's okay. That can be fixed later. Shut down the engines by closing off the prop and leaning the that's about it. Let me just shut off that video.